Alright, today we're going to graph absolute values and quadratic functions in our calculators. So the first one you have here on your note sheet, make sure you're in your note sheet in your packet so you can follow along that way. And we have y equals the absolute value of x minus 1 minus 4. So we're going to go into our y equals, clear out anything if it happens to be in there. And the first thing we need to type in here is the absolute value symbol. So to find that, we go to Math, and we go right over to num, and then you'll notice number 1 is ABS open parentheses, so that is absolute value. Now your calculator may look like mine and have the absolute value lines on it, or your calculator may say y1 equals ABS parentheses, and so in that you're going to type x minus 1 close parentheses and then minus 4. If your calculator looks like mine, you're going to type x minus 1 in the parentheses, or in the absolute value, and then you have to go to the right to get outside of it, and then minus 4. Then you can go zoom standard, so that we're all in the same negative 10 to 10, and you will see your graph. Okay, and if you want to just use your table, you can transfer it that way. Whatever it is that you want to do, how to get this onto this picture. Now the vertex, that specific point, you should know from looking at this. Here we have H and K. So the vertex is going to be 1, negative 4. 1, negative 4. And then look at your picture to verify, yes, that is 1 over 1 down 4. So the vertex is 1, negative 4. So that's this point right here. 1, negative 4. Now is that a maximum or a minimum value? Well, since it's at the bottom and the graph is above it, it is the lowest value. So that is what's called a minimum value. Now the x-intercepts, there are 2 of them. So I'm going to switch up colors here to talk about the x-intercepts. There's one over here, and there's another one over here. Those are the 2 x-intercepts. So to find those, we are going to go into our graphing calculator, and if we want to calculate something, we're going to go to second calc, and those are called zeros. So we're going to go to number 2, and then we want to choose one of these to start with. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start with is this one over here on the left. This is my number 1. The one on the right is going to be the number 2, because there's 2 x-intercepts here. This crosses the x-axis twice. So if I want to go to this left x-intercept here, then I need to be to the left of that. I need to choose the left bound. So I'm going to go somewhere to the left of that and press enter. And then I want to go just to the right of that and press enter. And notice the 2 arrows at the top are both pointing in towards the x-intercept. You want to make sure it looks like that, and you want to make sure the other x-intercept is out of there. It's not in the middle of those 2. So I'm going to go close to it since it says guess, and I'm going to press enter. And then we get the point negative 3, 0. So negative 3, 0 is one of our x-intercepts. And again, make sure that's logical from looking at the graph. Negative 3, 0 looks good. Okay, so now let's go find the one on the right. So we're going to go to second calc again. We're going to go to 0 and number 2 again. And again, it says left bound. So I'm going to go all the way over to the right till I'm to the left of that point. So look where my cursor is. Make sure it matches yours. And I need to be the left of the right hand point. And notice the arrow comes up. And now it says right bound, so I need to go to the right of that right hand point. Make sure your cursor is about where mine is. Press enter. And then those 2 arrows should point in towards your x-intercept that we're looking for. So we're going to go down on top of the x-intercept and press enter, and that's at the point 5, 0. So 5, 0 is another x-intercept. Okay, now I forgot to put my minimum on here, so I'm gonna, or my vertex, my minimum, so I'm gonna go to 1, -4. Now there's another point very easy to find, and that is the y-intercept. So I'm going to grab a different color here and put the y-intercept. So this here is the y-intercept. The red, that was the vertex. And the blue are the x-intercepts. Okay, so if we want to find the y-intercept, go back to our calculator, and we're going to go to Calc, Second Calc, and I just want a value this time. And what value do I want? When you press that, it says x equals, so you can put in whatever you want there, and I want x equals 0. And when I do that, I get y is -3. So I just found the point, 0, -3, which is right here. And so with that, I'm going to draw my absolute value. Now the domain of that, it's pointing forever left, it's pointing forever right, so the domain is all reals. And then it's going up forever on the y-axis. Here's the y-axis. It's starting here at y equals -4. And is going up from there. So it's everything above the line where y is -4. So the range is y is greater than or equal to, because it does touch that line, -4. Okay, so absolute value. So the main thing to pay attention to is where to find the absolute value symbol, and that's under Math, and then over to the right to Num. Other than that, everything follows the same rules as when we were graphing lines. Next example, number 2. Number 2 is using graphing a quadratic. So we're going to go to our calculator. We're going to go to y equals. We're going to clear out that absolute value. And we're going to type negative parentheses x plus 3 end parentheses squared plus 2. Make sure yours looks just like mine. Press graph, or you can do zoom standard, either way. It's going to graph in the -10 to 10 plane that we were just in, so we don't have to hit zoom standard every time. And then we're looking at an upside down parabola. So the vertex there, you should know the vertex is going to be HK. So the vertex here is HK. So in this case, it's going to be -3, +2, because H always lies and K tells the truth. So here's the vertex at HK, -3, +2. Look at your graph, look at your calculator, make sure that's logical. And then this time, is that a maximum or a minimum? Well, this time you'll notice that the graph falls below the vertex, which means that vertex is the highest point. The highest point makes that the maximum. Okay, so now we need x-intercepts. So we have 2 x-intercepts, one over here and one over here. Those are our x-intercepts. Okay, so to find those, we're going to go to Second Calc. Those are called zeros, or x-intercepts, and now I'm going to go all the way around to get to the left of the left one there. So I'm to the left of the left point. It says left bound, I am there, so enter. Now right bound, now I need to go to the right of the left point, and I don't want to go too far. I can't go past the other x-intercepts. So now I'm to the right of the left point. Enter. So I've gone left, right, and now I'm going to guess really close to it, center, enter. So this 0 is -4.4, 0. So one of the x-intercepts is -4.40. That's the one on the left. So I'm just going to go -4.4, which is about -4.5. And I'm going to put a dot there. Now to find the other one, I'm going to go to second calc again. 0. Now I'm going to cruise around here so that I'm talking about the right hand point. So again, I'm talking about this point right here on the right, and I need to be left of that point. So about right there on the vertex is a good place to stop. That is to the left of the right hand point. So I am the left bound of that. Press enter. Now I need to be to the right of the right hand point. So I go to the right of it, press enter. Now I want to guess, so I'm going to get really close to that point and press enter. And that is negative 1.6, comma 0. So negative 1.6, comma 0. So I'm going to go between negative 1 and negative 2 and put a dot. Okay, now we have y-intercepts. We can also find the y-intercepts. The y-intercept is kind of hard to see on your graph, but it's going to be where that line crosses the y-axis. Okay, so let's see where that crosses the y-axis. So we're going to go to calc, and we're going to go to value, and we want where x is 0. The y-intercept is when x is 0. Enter 0, negative 7. So we just found the point 0, negative 7. We plot that. And then we can actually mirror that to the other side if you'd like. And it'll help to draw a nice, pretty, curved parabola. Okay, what's the domain here? Well, it does go forever left, and it goes forever right, and therefore the domain is all real numbers. The range, this does not go forever up, it does go forever down, and it's everything below this y equals 2 right here. So it's everything below y equals 2. So therefore all the y's fall less than or equal to 2. Okay, now on your worksheet you have 4 additional problems. Go ahead and work through those, and we will go over them tomorrow in class. Make sure you work through those, get all those answers done, and we will check them tomorrow during class.